So back in 2017, KD said that Kyrie was better than Allen Iverson, and that caused an uproar. So we had to backtrack, and then he said he was talking specifically about skill. But for some reason,
Yes.
I've seen this topic pop up again, even though it was 3 years ago, and I just had to talk about it. So to begin, I'm just gonna look at their careers and accomplishments up to the age of 28, which is how old Kyrie is right now. And then we'll take a look at each player's skill set. So up to this point, they both won Rookie of the Year, but AI won his Rookie of the Year in a way better draft class. Kyrie averaged 18.5 points per game, 5 rebounds per game, on great shooting splits considering that he was a rookie. And AI averaged 24 points per game and 8 assists per game on just 42% shooting, which isn't bad for a rookie in that time. From Allen Iverson's rookie year to age 28, which was 96 to 04, he averaged 27 points per game and was named to 5 All-Star teams. From 11 to 20, which is Kyrie's rookie year, to his age right now, which is 28 as well, Kyrie is a 22 point per game scorer and has been named to 6 All-Star teams. Iverson's 96 to 04 seasons, he was a 3-time scoring champ and a 3-time steals leader. So there's no question that in that time frame, from rookie year to age 28, Allen Iverson was much more dominant. But the case KD is making is that Kyrie is a more skilled player than Allen Iverson, which is also false. Because if you take a look offensively, without stats or numbers involved, because they played in different eras, different times, AI didn't have as much spacing as Kyrie. Kyrie didn't deal with the defense that AI did. AI didn't deal with the defense that Kyrie did. So if we take in that offensive skill set without stats or numbers, we can see that Kyrie is clearly a better 3-point shooter than AI, without question, in my opinion. But for mid-range, does Kyrie even take enough mid-range shots to even qualify? I mean, it's a different era, different times. I mean, okay, let's go to the numbers for this one. For Iverson, he's 57% shooting from 0 to 3 feet, right? Kyrie is 61%. But AI was in a much more congested era. There wasn't much spacing. So I'm giving the mid-range to AI, okay? So 3-point is Kyrie, mid-range is AI. So yeah, 3-point Kyrie, mid-range and finishing is AI. So now we move on to leadership. Now in Boston went to the conference finals without Kyrie, and were basically favored to make the finals again the next year when they brought Kyrie back in. But for whatever reason, the young dudes just wasn't feeling Kyrie, and in Brooklyn, Kyrie's there, and all of a sudden, he's saying that they don't have enough to win a championship. And I agree, the team right now is not structured to win a championship compared to the West. But do you say that publicly? I don't think you say that publicly. And all of a sudden the coach is fired. So basically AI didn't have that type of toxic toxic locker room presence in his career to the point that Kyrie did. Right? And as far as clutchness, I'm not one to believe that hitting the last shot is clutch, or hitting the last fade away, is clutch. I take into account clutch performances, clutch steals, clutch blocks, stuff like that. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna say Kyrie is better than the clutch, mostly because I watched his career more closely than I did with AI. But I have respect for both players, so I'm gonna say it's a tie. Just because I have respect, for the older generation that watched AI more closely than I did. I watched them, but I wasn't, watching basketball every day back then. So I'm gonna say clutchness is tied, but in overall, man, AI is better than Kyrie. Stop. And even when you take a look at the intangibles, I mean, you put Kyrie on that Philly team, I mean, do they even make the finals? Much less take a game off the Lakers. And the other way around, if you put AI, if you give AI 4 years of prime LeBron, you know, is there more than one championship or less than one championship? Even though 1 year he was injured, so we give him that. But if you give prime AI and prime LeBron 3 years together, what would you think they would do in any era? In the 90s, 80s, 10s, thousands? Prime AI and prime LeBron for 3 years, what would they do? You know what I mean? Prime LeBron and prime Kyrie got 1 ring in 3 years, even though they'll face a dynasty, but so was AI by himself. He got 1 game, just like LeBron and Kyrie got 1 game. Versus the KD Warriors. So intangibles is AI, man. When you look at offensively, AI is the better mid-range, better finisher. Defensively, AI is a 3-time steals leader, has a higher career defensive win share. You look at leadership, AI, is a better leader, doesn't have that locker room stigma attached to him like Kyrie does for right now. Across the board, AI is checking all the boxes and Kyrie's not. But I don't know what KD was thinking saying that. But without further ado, man, if you like the video, like the video. If you're listening to this right now, this is only my 2nd video. So the unprofessional audio, any messed ups, it's my 2nd video ever. So I run a NBA news page on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram under SCT Sports. The links will be in the description below. Take a look if you're interested in that. And without further ado, man, peace.